Hey guys, tonight we're on the clock with Yisel Ramirez, a fashion model and jewelry designer out of the LA area. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of her latest videos. Very cool. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Amy for the interview. Amy, take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of On the Clock. Thank you so much for joining us today, Giselle. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. We'd love to know, how did Dolce Circle get started?
Oh, that's a big question. Well, Dolce Circle started in 2011, and the name was not Dolce Circle. The name was Natural Details Jewelry. It's really long name, but I kind of love it because I was able to express everything on the name into my designs. Like I was able to I would buy like a small it started all like one day I was really bored. I went to a store in downtown LA and I bought a bunch of semi-precious stones. And all these stones, I started making necklaces and bracelets and earrings, and people start liking it. And I mean, my neighbor used to have a yard sale every Sunday. Every Sunday she has something to sell. So she's like, bring your jewelry, the one that you just did. And I'm like, no, you crazy. People are gonna buy this. And then all of a sudden people start buying this. And people start buying it and buying it. So in 2013, I registered the business as an official company as Natural Details Jewelry. So and then from there we keep making designs. It was being the distribution happened online, but mostly it will happen in stores. So like other stores like in Hollywood, I don't know if you know this store called the Daily Planet. They will carry my items. Different stores in Santa Monica, different stores in all over LA, they will always carry my items. So I was always making more and more and more and more. And not too long ago, me and my boyfriend, we were talking, and then he was like, babe, what about if we change the name of the company? For some people, it's really hard to, like pronounce it because most like, I have a lot of Spanish speakers clients, and they were like natural details and they couldn't get to the whole thing. So we are, well, let's make it like something unique, something simple for everybody to understand. So that's how we call it Dolce Seco. We just became with that in dinner time. The best ideas happen at dinner time.
I love that. That's very cool.
That's fun. Yeah, the name Dolce Circle definitely brings a little bit of a fun
Yeah,
meaning
and
to
the
it.
reason it's Dolce Circle is because Dolce is like, when you think about Dolce, you think about sweets. And when you think about circle, you think about community, people. And that's one of the main reasons I founded this business, is because I wanted everybody to come together as a person, especially women. Like most main mission is to empower women through their art. Like I believe like there is a bunch of women that has a lot of talent and they don't even know about it yet.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too. I saw from one of your shoots you had everybody, wearing the jewelry, and they all had their hands in at the same time. And I think that really creates sort of that community, around the brand. So I just thought that was a really neat shot.
Thank you.
It really ties everything together.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Could you share with us one thing that makes Dolce Circle unique?
Yes, absolutely. One thing that makes Dolce Circle unique is the process. the process that I use on making the jewelry. So every now and then, we have a lot of like trends going on Instagram. I remember, not too long ago, we had the trend that everybody wanted to wear pearls in their hair. So you is here, see everybody with a lot of pearls and stuff like that, like I have here, but it's just pearls. So that's really cute. But instead of us creating trends, we like to create like timeless items, things that you can wear now, today, after, and later. And it also suits everyone. So the creative thought in me, when every time that I come to a design, I go through a theme. For example, the last collection, it calls Raw Gems. So the last collection was inspired in Italian jewelry from the 1800s.
Ooh, I like
And yes, I went back all those years. Yes.
that.
And I kind of like researched it, and the reason behind it, there was a Romance era during that time, because there was a queen that was coronated in that time, and it was like, I think it's like amazing. So we find a theme, and once we find a theme, we try to bring that theme now to modern day, and we create like unique designs, like ones that I'm wearing. This is like a very unique design, but if you realize, the design of the chain is actually was used back in the time of the 1800s in Italy, but today is still popular. So that's the design. Then we actually do the marketing part. So we think about, okay, who's gonna buy this? What's the price that we need to sell this for? And where, which community? Why, what we should say about this that will call on more customers than this item? Where should we post this? And then also the colors, very important to me.
Yeah, it sounds like
So
there's a story behind everything that you're sort of
yes,
creating.
there is a story behind
Very interesting.
everything I made. Yes, like the colors, for example, one of my earrings, the ones that I'm wearing. So like this bracelet and the earring, they has those colors. These colors are a part of the season. So it goes into, since those shirts, since Raw Gems collection happened in between like summer going towards winter. So the softest of the color pink was like, it definitely caught my attention. Like I am designing new, making some new designs, and they're gonna be more on the dark side colors, like purple and black. So sorry, I can't tell you yet. But the colors goes into that creative process, then the distribution, and then the publishing, and then of course sales.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love your earrings, by the way. I didn't realize
Thank
that you were
you.
well.
I sent you some.
Oh, okay. I love it.
I sent you a pair.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
So I know you were kind of mentioning that when you make items, you kind of try to figure out like who that goes, who would like that best suits. But I was wondering, when you first started Dolce Circle, who was your target market, and has that changed over time?
Good question. Yes, when I first started Dolce Circle, I had no idea who would be my target market. And I thought it would be young people like me. But then I will see, somebody who is 50 years old and buying it. I was like, is that for your grandchild maybe? Or your daughter? Like, no, it's for me. I'm going to a dinner. I'm like, okay. And then I will see somebody that is 21 years old buying it. So it took me some time to collect all that data and see who was my audience. But then over time, like social media, it helps you. It has a lot of tools, and I highly recommend that you need social media. Social media helps you a lot to see who wants what, who likes what. And then also there's one thing, you need to work with your business, but also work on the business. Working on the business is when you go ahead and you do your research around yourself and see what people want. Sometimes you have to adjust yourself to the market that you're in.
Very good advice. I definitely was.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Could you tell us about some of the photographers and influencers you would like to work with to help promote Dolce Circle?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I have to highlight this guy. His name is Adrian Trinidad. He has an Instagram. It's Adrian Photography. He was wonderful. He was on time and he helped me with the lighting. He was helping with the poses. He did everything amazing. And of course, the influencers that I hired from your company, Chrissy, Mariana, and Maria, they all were wonderful. Like they all were like the perfect people for the job, and they show up. I was really excited to see them. I was like over the moon that they really showed up. But on top of that, they were very professional and they did follow directions correctly. And I think that's something that is so basic, but it's still very important because and you have people that follow directions and we all working on the same page, it makes things easier. So we did have a successful shoot, and I want to thank all of them for coming over. I want to thank Adrian, the photographer, and I want to thank Monique. She was helping the photographer. She was the photography assistant. And then I also want to help Maria, Mariana, and also Chrissy. They all were wonderful.
And you met these influencers, these photographers through the EventCompass app. Is that right?
So the photographer is my brother-in-law actually.
Gotcha.
And the influencers I made them on EventCompass. So I was like, I hope they show up. So my boyfriend was like, baby, let me tell you something. Don't be scared if they don't show up. We do it another time. I'm like, they had to show up because I'm gonna pray for it, and they did. So I was really, really happy. They were like very professional. They were prepared, and they follow directions because I asked them to wear certain type of colors to go with the jewelry and the lighting and everything. Because besides being a jewelry designer, as you know, I've been like in the fashion business for a very long time. So I kind of knew what colors I needed in order to work a perfect camera angle and get the best pictures possible.
Yeah, and I really like your professionalism. And I think they appreciate that as well. We really
Thank you.
tried to build a very trustworthy and professional community. On Event Compass. Was this the first time that you posted a project on the app, or have you done
It's
that in
the
the
first.
past? Or
It's the first time.
okay,
It's the first time I have posted projects in different apps on Facebook. I mean, not basically like Event Compass, but it's actually the first time, and I'm so happy it worked.
that's great.
I
Well,
am definitely gonna post my next project in the app.
that's great to hear. Yeah, I'm glad everything turned out well for that shoot. I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
And I'm really glad that I think again working professionally with them, they really respect the fact that you have that professionalism and they have that professionalism. And I think when you put those things together, you could really create some amazing content, as we saw in that video and in some of the photos you guys produced. Just some great stuff around your brand. So very cool.
Exactly, 100%. And it's more than that. Like we all were working together as a community. Like
Yeah,
after we were there together for like half an hour, I felt like I already knew them and they already knew me. So everything was like going very smoothly from beginning to end.
that's
So
great.
that was like extremely amazing for me,
Yeah,
and
we have a
made the
lot of
big
talented photographers and influencers on the app now. So I think your next project, the content will even be at the next level. So super excited to see
absolutely.
what comes of that.
Yes, of course.
Back to you,
Definitely.
Amy.
I am over the moon. Very happy.
Okay, so speaking of your next shoot, can you tell us about an upcoming one that you have planned?
Oh, I can't say much.
All
I
right,
can't say
that's good.
much.
Keep it a
I can't
secret.
say much, but all I'm saying is gonna be very unique as I am because I feel like I'm a unique person. I've been living in the US for many years and still have an accent and it's not going anywhere. So it's gonna be very, very, very unique. But I will tell you this. Next should is kind of have a theme between perception and reality. So that's all I can say.
All right, I like that hint. And then you were involved with LA Fashion Week this weekend, right?
Yes,
Very cool.
yes. We did a virtual fashion week. I'm
Nice.
involved with LA Fashion Week every year. This year we're supposed to do it twice a year. It's supposed to do it in March. I usually it happens in the beginning of the year, then it happens in the summer, and then it happens in the winter. Most of the time I am doing March and the winter time, which is October, November. Now there's more fashion shows coming up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is like because COVID-19, we all had to adjust. So
Yep.
we couldn't do the March Fashion Week, but we did this one and it was wonderful. It was a virtual fashion show. I wore at least 5 dresses, 5 outfits. It was amazing.
That's
I
amazing.
worked, yes, I worked with newer designers that I never worked before, but they were all like really encouraging, and we all came together as a community, and it was a virtual show, so it was kind of like a little bit hard to do it because most of the time you have a whole public waiting for you outside, a bunch of people, but this time it was just us. So we had to like have our spirits up, but we had a great fashion team that also helped us. We have Paris Harris, we have Kyla. We have all the models, and it helped that the models that I was working with, I worked with them before, so they're my friends. And it was so nice to see them as well. So it felt like we were in our little bubble family for the moment while working.
Yeah, that's great. I really like how you've taken your modeling experience, and then you've also created that brand sort of around that community, and how you continue to mention. I think that's very unique, and
Thank
yeah,
you,
very interesting. Great stuff.
thank you, thank you,
Uh,
thank you, thank you.
all right. So if I recall correctly, earlier in the interview, you said that you have 11 years in the business with Dolce Circle, correct?
Yes, 2011, since 2011. So yeah.
Okay. So then my question is, with 11 years under your belt,
Hmm.
how do you feel about where you are now?
I feel that the time doesn't really matter because I feel like there is a time for everything. Like every entrepreneur, I worked other jobs while I was doing my business because like we all have responsibilities. That goes without saying. But besides that, time doesn't matter. I felt like I wanted to create something, and I'm still creating, and I feel like every single day I'm innovating. Like I'm not looking at, oh, I need to have this by this time, it needs to happen by this time. No, it will happen if it is supposed to happen by that time. But as long as I focus, so I focus on the process, not the outcome. So I always focus on the process. Okay, what do I need to do to get from point A to point B? Even if point B is 100 miles, I will get there at some point. But I feel like where I'm at right now, I'm at the point where I know exactly how to take my brand to the next level that I wanted to get it. And I know that I am very, very, very close to achieve my mission, one of them. And then after that, there is always going to be a mission because every day you need to wake up is a purpose. So my main mission is to create jobs for the community and to create jobs specifically for women and also create jobs for minorities as well. So I think I am very close to achieve that goal and help everyone, and not just here in the US, but I also want to do it in my home country, Cuba. And I also wanted to do it all over the world as well. I want it to be a global brand where everybody comes together. That's what it's called, Social Circle.
No, it sounds like an amazing mission, and I think you hit some key points there. As an entrepreneur, focus and knowing where you want to get to, sort of one step at a
Exactly.
time.
I focus on the process.
Yeah,
Focus on the process. The outcome will come by itself.
absolutely. That's a lot harder than it seems, though. There's a lot of
Yes,
people when they
it
start
is
a
a lot.
company
It's very
who,
hard. It's very hard. You have to be very patient. You have to be willing to lose. You have to be willing to win. You have to be willing to cry. You have to be willing to laugh. But if you're willing to do all those things, you can do it. Either way, the way I see it, I'm gonna live my life, my expectancy in life, if I don't kill myself, I'm not gonna live my life for a very long time. So might as well while I'm living it, I'm leaving some seeds behind that will make trees tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's also about you sort of mentioned around mistakes and failures along the way are okay because they can actually lead to a greater outcome as long as you sort of know where you're headed. You can make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. In fact, it's
Oh,
expected. As you
mistakes
said, you're
have
going to
been
cry.
the best thing
Yeah,
that happened to me.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
have learned from my mistakes
Yeah,
so much.
yeah,
You have no idea.
yeah,
My mistakes are like it's my dictionary,
yeah.
honestly, because it tells me every time that I make a mistake, I learn at least one or two lessons. So I love making mistakes, even if it sounds ironic, but I do because it works. It's that's how you learn.
Yeah, I can't agree more. And it seems like you set your eye on that goal. It's okay to make those mistakes along the way. Your eye's still on the
Of
goal,
course.
and you're still gonna get
Uh,
there. So yeah,
I mean, when you go driving on the freeway, you always have a bump on the road. I don't never see a road that, it's just a straight line, all smooth. If it is, let me know what it is. I want to drive on it.
yeah, and I think that's great advice. So thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So speaking of advice, what advice would you give to your younger self in regards to building Dolce Circle?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again?
Yes. What advice would you give to your younger self in regards to building Dolce Circle?
Well, I will give the advice. It's a nice question. So, for my younger self, I would tell my younger self, be patient. I would definitely tell my younger self, be patient. Sometimes as humans, and it happens, it's like it's human psychology. Like we have something good happen. Okay, I had an interview. I am getting this, I am getting that. Okay, I need to run right now because it's the end. I gotta get what I want. It doesn't work that way. You need to be patient, take it one day at a time, take a step back and look, okay, I did this. So what road should I take? So patience is the biggest advice I give to my younger self and everybody else who is a business owner. Whether you are a small business owner or a big business owner or you own a corporation, you need patience.
Yeah, and I'll again second. I can't agree more on that one. I think that's incredible. I think that's great advice around patience is so critical. Success
Yeah,
isn't built
it sounds
overnight.
so simple to say, but it's hard to do. Trust me. Sometimes I get very impatient with myself, and I tell my boyfriend I should be doing this, I should be doing that, and I gotta get there. Or sometimes I even lose my sleep. But at the end of the day, on the following day when I lose my sleep, I like, okay, I'm sleepy. I still has to be up for the day, and I just gotta have some patience.
Yeah.
Have some patience. And good thing is like sometimes if you feel like you are stuck, you need to step out of it. Step out of it, go for a walk, watch a movie, work out, you know, talk to your friend on FaceTime now that COVID-19. Do something else outside of your business, something that makes you see your reality from the outside. Because sometimes when we are in the inside, we cannot see things from the outside. Also asking for advices is the best thing. Ask for advices. It doesn't matter is the person that you're looking for advices, the person that gives you the advice is not in business. It doesn't matter if the person's in business. It still can give you an advice. You still can learn from anyone or everyone. It's just how you take it in and process it.
Yeah, I think you've hit some key points. I mean, the perseverance, the focus, the patience, and listening to advice and knowing when to ask for it. I think a lot of people sometimes are afraid. Oh, if I ask for advice, it means I don't know something. You're not expected to know. I mean, you shouldn't know everything. You should always be, looking
Exactly.
for the
Yeah,
advice.
like right now I am in I just last night I was telling you earlier, like last night I just jumped into a new arena. Like I applied like over a week ago and Amazon accept me as a verified influencer. So I would be sharing other people's products. And I feel like I'm helping other business owners and getting familiar with their products. In my page is amazon.com/shops/yiselfashion. And I had already shared 2 products. And it's like, it's really rewarding when I know that, it's not just that you get paid, but also like knowing that you're helping somebody out as well. It's like people coming together, which is my main, it's like kind of like my mantra. I love people coming together, and I love people going towards something, and I love seeing other people succeed. So I think by doing that is really awesome.
Yeah, and ironically, we have a similar mission. I mean, we started EventCompass to really connect creators and small businesses so that they can get the right creators to have the best content. And that's really what we aim for, is really building that community and helping businesses like yourself out so that you can get the best content out there, with a group of people that you enjoy working with. I think that's the
Exactly. And you never know. These people, they all have products. And since I'm in a fashion business, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'm modeling their product.
You never know.
And that would be like something amazing.
Yeah, I can't agree more.
Sorry, I have a lot of people watching from my hometown. Hola, hola, hola. Para los que no entienden español, muchas gracias. Después me pueden mandar preguntas y se las respondo. Los quiero mucho. Beso grande. So it's like a lot of people send me messages like, oh my God, like we don't understand.
Gotcha.
Because it's in Spanish. So they speak Spanish. Spanish is my first language. So they're like, we don't understand. But I guess I will translate it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to make a Spanish version, Rich. Maybe that should be a thing.
Yes.
Oh.
He's like, no.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Well, that's it for those questions. But now, if you're ready, we'll move into the speed round.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite location in LA to shoot at?
Ooh, that is really tricky.
Speed round, but maybe hard questions.
It's a very, very, very hard question because I love LA. I think that there's a beautiful place in every single place in Los Angeles. But favorite place to shoot at in LA, downtown LA.
All right. Any particular area in downtown though, or?
I think all downtown LA is pretty. Last shoot that we did was by the, I think it was the market.
In the market area?
Brickell Market. I forgot the name of the market, to be honest. But it was so nice. We had like stairs, train. We had a nice view. LA is such a beautiful city. Like everywhere. That's why we never move out of LA. Never, because everywhere you go, you just have to go to a rooftop and then you see the whole city, and it's like you have all this positive vibe. But every place in LA is beautiful. Some places, but downtown LA it's kind of like, I feel like I kind of breathe the, like the sense, the muse of all LA. It's like all LA is there and everything else is branches. So that's why I love downtown LA. It's really fun to shoot at. You have like, like everywhere you go, you have like these walls, these doors that, has some history. I think it's one part of the city that has the most history.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great place to take photos. So we'll go with downtown LA. All right, next question.
Absolutely. And I live in downtown LA, so I totally love it.
All right, question 2. What is your favorite food?
Ooh. Well, I have 2 favorite foods.
Okay.
So first, obviously, it's Cuban food. And second is Japanese food.
Oh, Japanese food. Oh.
Yeah. I love sushi and ramens, and I just feel like so much sin. Like I used to do this thing with my friend that moved back to New York, and we used to go and eat ramen, and she will be like, "Can I eat now?" And I'm like, "Not yet." She's like not yet. You gotta contemplate it. You gotta thank these people for cooking us this food. They're just like, please eat. But Japanese food is just from my favorites. Japanese and Cuban food, absolutely.
Okay. What is your favorite holiday?
You know it. Of course, my favorite holiday is Christmas.
You'd be surprised. That
I
is
love
not
Christmas.
everybody's favorite holiday.
Trust me, I love Christmas. I live for Christmas. If it was for me, I will sleep under the tree. But I don't think that's possible. I love Christmas. I love Christmas, and I get so excited. Like the night before, I'm like, yes, Santa. Even though I'm an older person, I know Santa is not real, but I used to believe that Santa was real. And when I was a child, I used to put a coin on a boot.
No,
And
wow.
my grandma will put me a present in there. She will make some small present. She would put me like a little doll. I still have my present, but she gave me another little present, and she put it inside the boot. I don't know how she figured it out every year to put a present inside the boot, but she did. So those were my lucky boots. And one time I remember the boot broke, and I grew up really poor. And then we were like, I don't want to throw away the boot. So they were like, what do you mean? It doesn't, we can fix it anymore. And I'm like, yes, we can fix it. So I took it to a shoe store, and somebody fixed my boots for me. The guy fixed the boots, and I was like, they're my favorite boots. And I was going on and on about the boots. And I'm like 9, 10 years old. My grandma was expecting me for dinner, and I was late for the dinner because I was fixing my boot. I did a whole line to fix the boot. I'm from Cuba. And all of a sudden I got my boots, and I got home, and my grandma's like, where were you? And I'm like, Grandma, don't be mad. I have the boot. She's like, what boot? You threw, I was about to throw them away. Like, we can throw them away, Grandma. Like, but those are really old boots, and they have heels. You're too young to wear heels. And I'm like, I love heels, but still have the boot for more years to put her for her to put presents inside. So Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. And this Christmas, I hope I get to, like, give other people presents that I don't know of. I was telling my boyfriend, like, shall we do something for the homeless? Like, it would be so nice to give them something in Christmas.
Yeah, that would. Definitely let us know if you end up doing something. We'd love to hear about that.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I definitely keep in touch with you guys. Yes.
Okay. Next question. If you could shoot anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Paris.
I think that's a second Paris. I think we had a Paris the other week. Yeah. That is a great place though. I agree.
It will be Paris. I watched, there is a movie called Midnight in Paris, and I can't tell you how many times I watched it, because otherwise you're gonna think I'm insane. But it's literally my favorite movie, because it shows you Paris now, and it shows you Paris back in the days in the 1950s, and Woody Allen is traveling back in time, and people think he's on drugs. But it is really, really, really amazing, and I would love to shoot in Paris one day. It would be like a dream come true. When I do, I'll let you know.
All right.
Okay, last question.
Oh, okay.
What age did you start modeling?
13.
13.
Yes.
Wow. You're so young. How did you get into it so young?
I say I was always this kid. When I was 9 years old, I will spend my summers with my dad. So my parents got they split up when I was like 4 years old. And I used to like spend the summers with my dad, and my dad would take me to my aunt's house, because there would be more kids, would be my cousins to play. And my aunt used to give me, my dad's sister, she used to give me like a bunch of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And I would put the makeup on, but she was like, you have to wash it off, become wear all day. I'm like, okay, I'm only in the house. I'm like, okay, rules down. Okay, I follow the rules. So I will wear my makeup and I will put her clothes on and her shoes that wouldn't fit me. And everybody will sit down in the dining room and I would just model for them. Everybody would clap for me. And it would be the best time of my life. So at the age of 13, I became a model. And like I started going to school, I started learning. And then at the age of 15, thanks to my mom, Maria de Lourdes Jorin. My mom Lourdes, she actually made that happen for me. She was the person that support me because my dad was like, my daughter is not gonna be a model. No, you're not gonna entertain people with your body. You want men looking at you, you know that. So, but she support me every step of the way. She gave me my first pair of shoes. She was always like, we gotta do your hair. She was always like, we need this. She was always like, you need to rehearse. What are you doing? Wake up, rehearse. No, there's no time to play. You want to be a model? You got to do it this way. So I was always walking on the hallways of my building in Cuba with books in my hand or heels, and people would be like, what is going on with her? She's walking back and forth for like an hour. And we'd be like, oh, she's working, trust me. And then at the age of 15, I just became a professional model in the House of Fashion in Cuba. And that's what I did until I moved to the US. So it's like, it had been like a really amazing experience, and then transition to the fashion in here. And like I said, I focus more on the process and, let the outcome come by itself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like the attention to detail that you have in the modeling has carried over to the attention to detail that you have in your brand. I think that's great.
Thank you. I will definitely invite you guys to the next fashion show if we do it for the public, not
Absolutely.
virtual. But if it's virtual, I'll definitely send you the link and you guys can watch it.
Sounds great.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. But it's have been, I'm very content with my life because I had accomplished things that I would never thought I will. Like I said, I grew up really poor, and I grew up in Cuba, and now I am in the US. I'm a little far away from my family, and sometimes I get really nostalgic because I'm missing a lot. But at the same time, I think I am what I'm supposed to be, but I didn't know I will be here. So that is like a big accomplishment for me, because I feel like, it's the universe has this all planned out for me and I didn't even know about it.
That's great.
So I feel happy about it. I'm very content.
I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so that concludes our speed round. Is there anything else you would like to share with our community before we go?
Absolutely, yes. So I would like to let everybody know that, do your passion. Don't quit your job though. Do your passion, and just know that you have a purpose to be here in this earth. And just make sure that you look within yourself and you fulfill that purpose, even if it takes you a long time. It has taken me 11 years to get here where I'm at. Some people only takes them a year or 2 years and they become a millionaire, and they have stores all over the world. Guess what? That's not me, but still I'm very content because everybody has a path to follow. And everybody has, the way I see the world, everybody has something. Like, some people are rich but they don't have love, some people have love but they don't have money. And it's part of who we are as a nation, who we are as human beings in this earth. And that is okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to to fail. It's okay not to feel depressed sometimes. It's okay to feel nostalgic. It's okay to not be happy with yourself. But as long as you know that the next following day, you can change that and twist that around. Any positive, any negative, you can turn it into a positive. So just know that, and then you will know your purpose, and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do with your life. That's all.
Absolutely. I think those words
Every day counts.
are great and very inspiring. I think everything you
Thank
said
you.
tonight just great and very inspiring to the community. So thanks for taking the time with us.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you guys. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to everyone that tuned in tonight, and we will see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys, that concludes tonight's episode of On the Clock. If you haven't yet, definitely go over and check out Giselle Fashion on Instagram, and we'll see you next week. Have a great night.